What's up, everybody? David Feldman-Makrias here, and I wanted to show you a couple of slides that I think are pretty interesting. This could affect, or not could, this will affect every single industry. Right now, we're looking at primarily car dealers, but honestly, this is going to affect everything. This report and these few reports are a compilation of a reporting that was made specifically for auto dealers. Now, auto dealers and just the car industry in general is very similar to the housing industry. It's heavily relied upon as a macro indicator of how people are behaving in the economy and how the economy's health overall is. So these few shots I want to show because I think they're very interesting because they paint pictures of trends and they're not that great. This first one shows ages 30 through 39 showing fastest rate of credit card delinquency. Transition into serious delinquency 90 plus days for credit cards by age. So not only the age of the person or people, but also how long they've been delinquent for. With the delinquency is 90 plus days. So check this out. On the bottom x-axis, we have the year, 2003, 2004, 2005, all the way up to 24, broken down by Q1. We're only looking at quarter one, so that's January through March of all these years. And these lines represent each age demographic. Now, the y-axis represents percent of balance. So the higher percent of balance means they have higher credit card balances. If they have $1,000 and they're 15% of balance, they have $150 on their credit card. So where we saw the highest balance in recent history is from, looks like the 2008 to 2010. And those were some seriously hard times, not only for the auto industry, but for the economy as a whole, but specifically auto. You know, there was the 2008 financial crisis. That's where all of these peaked out, right? Especially 18 to 29. They put a lot on their credit cards. Then, on 11, 12, it got better. Interest rates went down for a long period of time. We had COVID, have this recharge here, but once COVID funds came out, people were able to pay their credit cards, not have as much, and, so on and so forth. But now, since we're ramping out of COVID times, look what's happening. We're on the rise again, okay? We're hovering into that 10, 11%, where we see here that 13, 14% of balance is where we were in real hard times. Well, it looks like we're approaching those hard times from this graph again, and this indicates not only percent of balance, but also delinquency, right? Your percent of balance on your credit card goes up when you can't pay as much. This is what the factors are showing. And it's not just the 18 to 29. This shows 30 to 39. Yeah, 30 to 39. 30 to 39 is more concerning than 18 to 29 because 30 to 39 shows your uptick in buying power as a age demographic. 30 to 39-year-olds are typically more established. They have a higher income, so on and so forth. So when you see that red line, the 30 through 39, approaching high percent of balances, that indicates a longer-term delinquency, potentially, in a sign of a economy that is over-leveraged. So that's one graph I wanted to show you. Not such a great indicator. Okay, the other one here, waiting on the catalyst. So this I thought was interesting bullet points because we're comparing where we're at now to the 2008 financial crisis and what factors have led on to that or what we can expect. Waiting on the catalyst. Unfortunately, recession indicators are in place. So we're in a recession from all the major indicators across financial projections, GDP, unemployment rate, just inverse effects on the stocks. We're there. Here's the thing. Like prior recessions, this one is missing a catalyst. bank failure, significant surge in a key commodity like oil, etc. So, similar to prior recessions, we're missing that catalyst. National Bureau of Economic Research, NBER, calls it and has historically called recessions more than a year after the actual recession. Called recession on December 1st, 2008 for a recession that started in December 2007. So we're on that like precipice. We're already in it according to these trends, but it may not be called that until next year or 2025 or whatever. And then finally, we must look for signs and make decisions based on other economic signals, not waiting for the NBER to officially call it. So that's why these graphs and stuff like this are important to look at. Here's another graph here too. Nearly all age categories strongest since Great Recession for auto loans and total loan. So transition into serious delinquency, 90 plus days by loan type. Transition into serious delinquency, 90 plus days for auto loans by age. So look at this. What do we see with all these graphs? Well, again, these are by loan types. You have blue credit card, red student loan, mortgage, green auto loan. What are we seeing? We're seeing, okay, where were the spikes at? The spikes at generally were in this 2008 to 2010 area, right? By loan type. What's happening with credit cards, though? It's climbing. Now we're in 2024, Q1. We just got out of it. We're in Q2 now, heart of Q2. So, we're at the end of Q2, actually. So this will probably be rising more, right? And if we look here, here's by age. Same spike here, 2008 to 2010, and now we're approaching another one in 2024. We are in the recession. We might be in the beginning times, but we're in it. And what does that mean? Well, not only for auto dealers, but for any economy, any market, any industry. You need a recession plan. Like, what are you going to do when times are tough? What are you going to do when sales are impacted? Do you know? Well, my team has a recession plan in place for our clients currently. And we don't really call it a recession plan, but I'm going to brand it as one now. Your marketing recession plan. What do you do? What are the steps you need to take? We have all that covered. We have all that documented. And I'm going to give you a little sneak peek. The sneak peek is blocking and tackling, right? I'm not going to say you have to cut spending. I mean, that's the knee-jerk reaction, especially in marketing. You want to cut spending. We need to cut. We're not selling as much. That's the one that everybody wants to run to, but you can't cut yourself to a profit. And if you want to be different than your competitors, you may have to reallocate, but you may not want to cut, because cutting, meaning spending less, in certain areas may be detrimental to your long-term growth. I'm working with a business now that tried to cut their way to a profit over the last couple of years, and now they're downward spiraling. And they're a national e-commerce brand, but they're downward spiraling because they haven't invested in marketing practices that work for them. Originally, they didn't have a clear ROI on these marketing practices, but we knew they were good because they're best practice. Because they didn't have a clear ROI, we cut them. And over the last couple of years, they've had a downward spiral. They've lost money month over month and year over year. And now they need to get back. Well, it's pretty dang tough to get back when you cut. So before you cut budget, you have to really understand what that impact is going to be. And not all budgets and not all marketing spends are created equal. And I'm not making this to scare people, but this is a reality. Do you have a recession plan? If you don't, I highly recommend that you spend some time to create one, because it's very, very important. If you would like a marketing audit or analysis, a recession analysis for your marketing, let me know in the comments, because we can create something like this for you. It's part of our normal audit process, but we can create something like this for you because we need to prepare for this. It's happening whether we like it or not. So let's batten down the hatches, figure out a way to move money in the right spot, and it'll make more sense. Not as happy as go lucky as I usually am here, guys, but David Feldman-Makrias, giving it to you straight. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I look forward to talking to you all very soon.